Well, we learnt a lot. I mean, there's always something to learn from a game. I think the context to last week was it was the first game in the Premier League for so many of us. And we needed to, as I said straight after the game, we needed to live and breathe that. There's been a lot of talk about, being back in the Premier League, but, actually playing the game the first game was going to be really important. And I think we learned a lot from the game for what it was in terms of the problems and the happenings that came throughout the game. But also, like you said, it was also for us to reflect on, the main differences between the Premier League and Championship game for guys who are being there for the first time or return to it. So yeah, a lot of good reflection this week. I think we're obviously disappointed when we lose a match. That's the mentality that we have and we want here. But I think I've liked the feel of the training ground this week. I think there was a real sort of, like I said, disappointment for the game, but a real motivation for Sunday really, and getting back and playing in a game can't come quick enough because there was definitely a different feel to a Premier League game. One of excitement more than anything else because it's such a big event, a game, and to think now that we can play another game quickly on Sunday at home is one that we're really motivated for and looking forward to. Well, we need to thrive in it. Yeah, there's no doubt for the Nottingham public. This, it is an important game, first home game back in the Premier League, and we respect that a lot, and we're proud to be part of it. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, we've got to really focus on what we're in control of, and that's the game, that's the performance, that's the result, and that's really where our like I said, our focus needs to be and our attention needs to be, because if we get that right, we know that there's going to be an amazing atmosphere anyway, and it'll be even bigger if we can play well, and that's the intention. So we've got to focus on that and do our bit, obviously, on the pitch, But yeah, no, listen, it's important, being back in the Premier League for the club and for the supporters, and the first game at home was always going to be a game that everybody was looking forward to, and against a strong team who had an excellent season last season with the manager I got so much respect for, and yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We know that West Ham is a really strong opponent. And everybody saw that the progress that they've made over the last couple of years, and particularly last year. They were really good value to watch as well. So we are fully aware of that and the strengths that they have. And as I repeat, got a lot of respect for David Moyes and the manager he has been for a number of years. So we're really looking forward to it. But as always, our focus is on what we bring to the game, how we play, how we work. And that will always be our main attention. The fans deserve Sunday. They deserve Premier League football. They deserve the spotlight being back on their club, the spotlight that the Premier League is, because it's such a big club. And like I said, the fans have been through all sorts, through thick and thin over the years. So for them to be on a high now of being back in the Premier League, they deserve it. The club deserves it, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff, maybe sort of with respect of older generations, doing a lot of reflecting on previous eras and historic moments for the club, and also for a younger generation, it's good for them to understand the history, but also to see where the club is now and where it wants to go. So the whole club deserves Sunday and the rest of the season being in the Premier League. I go back to, we've just got to make sure we try and do everybody proud. And that's by approaching the game in a positive manner, with intention to influence the game in our way and how we play. And we'll be fully committed to doing that. Well, I hope so, and I hope it catches a few out. But I go back to, we've got to make that the case, in terms of creating the atmosphere, because we certainly know the supporters will be behind us. But yeah, and listen, Premier League games are all big occasions now. I've been seen enough over the years to understand that without being involved, and we felt it last week as well at Newcastle. But yeah, we've got to make our stadium a stadium that's difficult for opponents to play in, and that's obviously with the support we get from the stands, but what we do on the pitch as well. And we've got to come together as much as we can, like we did last year, to really be a sort of powerful force. So that's as they were, and Scott McKenna's a big doubt as well. So unfortunately he's picked up something in training this week as well. So we'll give him every chance. But but you know, if he doesn't make it, then it's an opportunity for somebody else, and you know, we look forward to being the best we can be on the weekend.